عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فإذا قرأت القرآن فاستعذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنه ليس له سلطان على الذين آمنوا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون إنما سلطانه على الذين يتولونه والذين هم به مشركون صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Nahl. فَإِذَا قَرَأْتَ الْقُرْآنَ فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. Famous ayah of the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam and through him the whole ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam that when you recite the Quran, seek refuge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala against the shaitan, the rejected, the accursed. And that is why it is a sunnah according to most fuqaha that when one starts to recite the Quran, they should read A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim, which is a sunnah. When first time they are starting the recitation of the Quran. If someone is reciting the Quran and they stop and they do something else apart from the Quran, some other worldly thing, and then they return to their recitation of the Quran, or if they change their spots, then it is a sunnah to read A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim again before starting the recitation of the Quran. At the beginning of the surah, it is a sunnah to recite Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim as well, in addition to A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim, according to the muhaddithin and the fuqaha, it is not a part of the Quran itself, but it is a sunnah to read these kalimat before starting the Quran. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim though is a part of the Quran, and therefore the ruling is that when you say that I am reciting the whole Quran and you do not recite Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim ever, even once in the whole Quran, then your Quran is not complete. That is the reason why a hafiz is required that when they are reciting the whole Quran in Ramadan, then at least once in their whole recitation they have to say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim loudly, so that the followers also listen and they have also listened to the whole Quran. And generally it is recommended that they recite it before Surah Rahman, because it relates to Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ar-Rahman Allama al-Quran. The beginning of the surah directly relates with the contents of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Anyway, but it is permissible and it is okay to recite it anywhere at the beginning of any surah and at the beginning of all surahs as well. It is fine if a hafiz or a reciter recites loudly for the people to listen. In Salah, according to Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi, Imam Azam, it is A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. The place to recite A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim again is at the beginning of the recitation of the Quran in Salah. So this is in the first rak'ah after one has said Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa tabaraka ismuka wa ta'ala jadduka wa la ilaha ghayruk, which we call the Thana. Then A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, quietly in the heart, no matter if you are Imam or you are reading alone, and then start the Fatiha in the first rak'ah. And in the second rak'ah and the rak'ah thereafter, it is not a sunnah according to Imam Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi to recite A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim again, because when you are in Salah and you have not done something worldly, and A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim is supposed to be recited again when you have done something worldly after the recitation of the Quran and then you are resuming the recitation of the Quran. That is not the case in Salah when you start the second rak'ah. So therefore A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim, reading that in Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, is not a sunnah in the second rak'ah. Now the connection of this ayah with the previous verses, Hakim al-Ummad Maulana Shaykh Sa'd Thani rahmatullahi has written that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded us to keep our word, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us the ayah that we did yesterday night, that whoever does good deeds, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they are a mu'min, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a great life in store for them, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes their life here in this world very beautiful and very pleasant as well. But here the meaning of this ayah, the placement of this ayah is that although even the Quran, according to many hadiths, it is reported that recitation of the Quran is such an act that it makes the shaitan run away, but still it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding that you read A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim even before such an act which is itself known to push the shaitan away. So what about the other deeds? So therefore, whatever good deeds we do, we should seek the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that shaitan may meddle in our affairs and may corrupt our intentions or may corrupt our ways of doing something, or what we are doing for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our intention goes in some other direction, or our actions go in some other direction against the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So we should seek refuge not only before recitation of the Quran, but also before everything that we do. But the formal words of A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, they are reported in sunnah before recitation of the Quran. Similarly, there is another place the Prophet ﷺ has mentioned that when somebody is angry, then they should recite A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, these exact words. Also, seeking protection from shaitan, in other words, is reported in many places. For example, we know that before we enter the bathroom, we are supposed to read Allahumma inni a'udhu bika minal khubuthi wal khaba'ith. It's again a form of seeking refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ta'awudh. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, innahu laysa lahu sultanun ala alladhina amanu wa ala rabbihim yatawakkalun. Shaitan, the way shaitan is, and the manner of shaitan with people is that it is that enemy of people which is unseen. So the enemy of people which is seen and which is from among their own kind, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded us to physically fight with them and reduce them to their status, cut them to size when they attack us or when they try to take us away from our deen, which is jihad. But that kind of creation which we do not see and which is not from our jins or our kind, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us to only seek refuge from that kind. We are not supposed to fight with it. We are not because the other thing that the ulama have written is that in fighting with the human beings, those who are doing wrong or trying to put us on the wrong path, there is reward no matter if we are victorious or if we die a martyr even, or if we fail and we die a martyr, there is reward. But fighting the shaitan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, from the beginning, in the first place, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not told us to fight the shaitan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has only told us to seek refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the things of shaitan and from it coming to us and putting us on his path. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not given shaitan authority or sultan or power over two kinds of people. Those alladhina amanu wa ala rabbihim yatawakkalun, those who have faith and who place their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in taking refuge from shaitan, these people, they place their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Ya Allah, you are going to protect us. They have faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they place their trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and seek refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Such people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not given shaitan any authority over them. The people who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those are those people who automatically run away from the shaitan because they have their faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Innama sultanuhu ala alladhina yatawallawna. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that the authority of shaitan, the people that shaitan leads on the wrong way, those are what kind of people? Those who befriend the shaitan. What is the meaning of it? That they consciously make a choice that we want to go with shaitan. We want to do things that the shaitan is telling us. And our mashayikh say that whenever a person of a sound nature, a salim nature, whenever they are faced with the choice of sinning versus listening to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if they are of a sound nature, then naturally there is a fight. There is some sort of friction within themselves that should I do this or should I do that, and then they make a choice that no, I'm going to listen to the shaitan. And then such people, if they keep on listening to the shaitan again and again and again, that is befriending the shaitan. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also allows the shaitan to take these people on this way. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ بِهِ مُشْرِكُونَ. And of course, those who do shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, shaitan is a friend with them. Shaitan takes them away. So when they constantly keep on making this choice that we are going to listen to shaitan rather than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also, because of their choice, lets them go astray with the shaitan, and then the shaitan takes them to such a dark alley that there is no return from there. That they are constantly under the influence of shaitan, and the shaitan does not even let the right thing ever penetrate their mind. Even the right things start to appear false to them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. So therefore, the authority of shaitan, inherently shaitan has not been given the authority. The choice still lies with us. On the day of judgment also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us elsewhere in the Quran that shaitan would say to these people that I did not force you to do anything. I only incited you to do something, I only recommended you to do something, but the choice, the ultimate, the final choice was yourself. You made that choice, it was yours. You made that choice to listen to me or to not listen to me. So therefore, shaitan does not have an absolute authority over people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us those who listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us those who are constantly in the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ultimate protection from all sorts of sins, from all sorts of going astray, all sorts of being misled is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a believer, they have to place their trust and constantly keep on asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in addition to their efforts, that Ya Allah, protect us from shaitan and protect us from becoming among the companions of shaitan. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.